Metafix is a show that teaches you how to think in the metagame. I am not here to give you the answers, nor am I going to tell you how to win. Metafix teaches you how to play in the metagame and how to react around the metagame and what is in the metagame. If you're looking for the answers, try HC Realms, check the forums, they have all kinds of neat toys and tools and teams being brought up, and check the results of a lot of the ROC tournaments or any Worlds tournaments to see how teams played out and what teams were used for. I'm just here to help you think.
Okay, Beginner's Guide to Competitive Play. I discovered this recently with one of my Patreon coaching sessions, that it is really hard to just jump into this game and play competitively. Specifically because you have to tailor your team for the competitive environment, and that's no easy task. So what I want to kind of outline is the steps it's going to take and the understandings you're going to need going into competitive play as a new player. And number one is you're going to lose. I've been playing this game for 13 years and I still lose. And that's okay. It is a competitive environment. When it comes to competitive play, there's no such thing as an easy game. Even some of the youngest players at a tournament can win big. Look to Isaac as an example of that. Isaac, who won the ROC World Cup, or the Rock World Cup. He won money at 10 years old playing Heroclix. Now, the reason I say that is this is a competitive mindset that not a lot of players get right going in. As a side story, when I used to play the Versus System card game, and people would want to learn, I would be able to compare mechanics to Magic the Gathering, mindsets to Magic the Gathering. This game has a different problem, and that is when I say Magic the Gathering, I have been met with more blank faces than I have ever imagined. And that's something I gotta have to reiterate is when the play space for competitive play is this big, you are in here, and there's this many big fish all trying to get the big prize. And all of you, them, including yourself, if you've managed to get this to this point, are big fish. And your mindset already of wanting to be competitive is going to make you not an easy mark. So, with that deep breath, understand going in, even if you're great, you're going to lose. And it's okay. Because as long as you can take away why you lost, understand situations you were in, can actually pinpoint the reason that you lost outside of the dice. You can blame the dice all you want, but unless that's actually true, I'm sorry. If you needed 10s, you can't blame the dice. You can blame the situation you were put in. So going beyond that, to get in that mindset of going into competitive play, yes, you're going to lose, understand that. But understand as well, competitive play in any game does take a little bit of investment, both in time and in money. Building the team right is more important than building the team you want. And that's another hard case scenario that not a lot of people are going to be comfortable with. And a lot of people always complain about pay to win. Well, you bought a couple figures to get into this game, you paid. You got to play to win, and pay to win includes time and money. And I will agree, it does take, you do have to pay, and you do have to earn your way up there. And sometimes you do have to stumble along the way. But understand that competitive play, the key to competitive play, making a team strong, is making sure you have the right components for the team. Now, that doesn't mean the player who has everything wins everything. I don't win everything, and I have pretty close to everything since Flash. Pretty close to. I just realized recently that as people build teams for us, we don't have Target exclusive.
We don't have Target in Canada. That's not fair.
Anyway, so with that said, understand that you do have to invest in order to get there. Now, as well, another thing about Heroclix that I have to compare to Magic is this is for glory. You get figures when you win. And now, granted, you can sell those figures and make money off of them, but let's be honest, we're not in this for money. We're in this for a fun game and, to try hard. Because trying hard can be fun. And being in an environment where everybody is trying hard can also be fun. And that's another situation that's just perfectly acceptable. So we as players and we as competitive players have to understand going in that we're not playing for money, we're playing for glory, and we're playing for figures, and we're playing for the title. And that title is ultimately the goal that we want to get to. So as a new player, understand this as well. Don't value the monetary value of the figures you're going to win as your goal, your end goal. Just take the title, accept it. That's a thing. If you get it, you get it. Understand that top 8 feels just as good as the first place. If not, it's not going to be the greatest feeling, but at times being in the top 8 is a heck of an accomplishment, and that's another thing that a lot of people take for granted. So, with that said, as a new player, understand you can't step in, buy a brick, and expect to jump in competitively. Unfortunately, that's not the environment that competitive play in any game really will foster. Locally, competitively, you can give it a try, and you can learn locally, but understand that globally and nationally, and etc., those are different beasts altogether, and you will have to invest both time and money into making a team that you think can do well enough and do your best with that team. So, on this whole road, the last thing you need to know is not to get discouraged. This is a big thing that a lot of players experience early on is you get discouraged. And it's hard losing, and sometimes you go 0-3 and it breaks you. But the attitude to come up with isn't that you lost. It's that you lost, but you know why you lost. You lost and you know how not to lose the next time. You lost, but you can do better. And that's what you have to look at. Because if you sit there and go, I lost, I hate this game, that is already going to foster a not so great competitive player. That attitude only gets you so far. Now, don't get me wrong, nobody likes losing. And sometimes there's situations in the game that will make you upset about it. But it's okay to kind of look at it and go, darn, that sucked. And you just have to brush it off and get focused in the game, because the negative thought process will only make it worse on you, and will only make the experience less attainable. So understand that I can't right now is okay. I can eventually is the better way to think about it. And understand that when you get into the high level of play, there's a lot of good players there. Don't get discouraged by the person across the table from you. They were at your point at 1.2, and they're just as susceptible to the dice, to the bad luck that this game can bring along. And they're also as susceptible to surprise sometimes that you might be bringing. So, all I can say at this point is keep going, keep plugging, new guys. Don't expect to jump into competitive play right away, but do your best in the sealeds. Oftentimes there are sealed environments that act as your qualifiers, and that kind of levels the playing field at first, but sealed gets unleveled at pack opening. Understand that, and understand that your major level opponents are just as susceptible to a bad pull as you are, or a good pull as you are. So I hope that kind of helps get you in the mindset and the understanding of what it's going to take, because it's really, really easy to go on the path of I lose, I'm never going to win in the first year or two of the game. Or you can be at 13, 14, 15 years of the game, still be losing. But understanding how well you did when you did lose, and understanding how good a game you did play can actually help foster a better attitude about it. So, new guys, keep plugging, keep playing, keep practicing, because practice makes your team better.
The opinions and thoughts brought to you in Metafix are not meant for the casual game at the table.
Married with Clix is brought to you in part by MajesticCCG.com. Check out the new premium site with MajesticCCG.com/Apex-Insiders. Check the link below, trust me. Trying to remember that from me talking? Not gonna help. You'll get awesome articles at $3 a month, with the first month being free, from amazing writers such as Paris Gordon, Easton Brock, Aaron Cantu, I'm even going to be contributing occasionally. And if you're familiar with the Meta Lab, check out some of Mike Payne's articles. So check it out again, majesticccg.com/apex-insiders for your look into the minds of some of the greats.